Greetings, brethren. Well, I have a 2-for-1 special here. I'm going to refute this guy, which is called Truth4SATAN Ministries, which is an oxymoron in itself, and refute Bread of Life. Now, he had an interview with Bread of Life, but recently, but I want to focus both on him and her, the kind of problems that they both have. He goes around, trying to persuade people that, Satan is the one creator, which is satanic, Luciferian satanic deception of itself, trying to say he was the creator, we were made in the image of angels, Yahweh or God of Israel was the evil guy and Satan was the good guy. That's just Luciferian doctrine. They see it's like the light side of Satanism, where Lucifer is a pure one instead of like a wicked individual. But they picture Lucifer before his fall, that they take the meaning of Lucifer, light bearer, that God was the evil one, didn't want man to have knowledge, but Lucifer did, and so God banished Lucifer and stuff like that. And this is kind of a thing. He says that he at one time was a pastor. He went to a seminary, probably a liberal seminary, probably wrecked his faith when he got out of that. But I don't know how he could switch sides to pick any other religion out there. He just switched to the evil side. But I want to keep this short. But he let's see here. He says here that Satanism or Luciferianism really, he says he stands for the freedom of speech, that Satanism is the one that actually protects freedom of speech, which it really does not. When you in the interview, you said you read the readings of Aleister Crowley, which is the one motto is "Do as thou wilt," is the whole of the law. So it does not really protect the freedom of speech, because it has no justice. It says your motto says, "Do whatever you want." Luciferianism is seeking of knowledge, so they worship knowledge. They think Lucifer was the one that brought knowledge to mankind. Free to act. Luciferians believe that taboos and social expectations should not hamper one from achieving his or her goals. So it's do whatever you want. So without justice, who are you to tell someone else if they want to impede on someone's ability of speech, to shut them up? Well, it's all right. Do whatever you want. Why are they wrong for doing that? It's not protecting speech. It's just promoting do whatever you want. And it's living in sin. It's you worship your sensual desires, sex, drugs, which is what Aleister Crowley promoted. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll, basically. It says here that they respect Abrahamic faith, and they do not have nothing against them. They let live and let live. But you'll see here that Christians are the one that impedes free speech. Those Christians are the evil ones. Satanism is the one that protects free speech. The God of Israel is a tyrant, and Christians are tyrants, impeding on freedom of speech and stuff like that. What are you talking about? It's do whatever you want. There's no justice. What are you talking about? Let's listen to this.
True Satanism is anti-tyranny. Tyranny means oppression of ideas, rights, and free will. It is oppression on every level. If there is one thing, tyranny means oppression of ideas, rights, and free will. It is oppression on every level. If there is one thing that Satanists hate and despise, it is tyrannical oppression. Freedom is satanic, and Satanists will lay down their lives to defend it. This was taken from True Philosophy of Satan, Chapter 6. The enemy extraterrestrials, specifically Greys and reptilians, censor.
What is that? Reptilians? Sounds like conspiracy theorist. The reptilians, reptile humanoids, and Greys are extraterrestrials. I didn't think Satanism really got into the conspiracy theorists. They're anti, stuff like that. Theistic Satanism comes from worshiping Satan of the Bible, not like, getting into the conspiracy theorists and stuff like that. I don't know.
What you don't know is your biggest threat. The true enemy of humanity works behind the scenes to keep people ignorant, in the dark and blind. If somebody has a different belief, the order of the day is to shut those people down. They cut off dissent. If one of these beings or their tools doesn't agree with what somebody else is saying or doing, they're quick to turn and point the finger. They're your friend, till you fail to do as expected. Then you're anathema. Consigned to damnation. The offender becomes a grey, kike, nigger, whatever.
Yeah, that's not according to Christianity. Oh yeah, when you disagree or it becomes, if you blaspheme our God, yes, you're anathema, but you're still a human being, and that's not in our code here. If I can load it up. Matthew 5 says, bless them that curse you, bless your enemies and curse not. We are told to greet our enemies, and be kind to them, feed them that are hungry, and stuff like that. Love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good them that hate you, pray for them which despitefully use you. We are not just called to love those who love us, but love those who hate us, and vice versa. We're not going to totally turn. We're going to treat you subhuman. And if Christians do that, that's contrary to scriptures and what Jesus Christ has told us. So,
people who stand up for truth and freedom of speech are the enemy. This is exactly what Christianity has been doing to people for centuries. Christians know. Average sheeple will believe and follow. Christians claim Satan is the bad guy. He wants you to be free. He wants you.
we're not, for the most part, I don't know, churchianity, yes, that's a downfall of the past 30 years, but most of our faith does not come from just follow blindly. We do not have a blind faith. Faith is not defined in the Bible like that. It's a confidence, it's a trust, it's a hope. Our hope does not lie within this physical world, but the promise that is to come. So, and yeah, Satan once says that's a lie, lie from the beginning. He wants you to be free. Yeah, he wants you to be damned and deceive you. Yeah, that's just Satan's lie. His father lies, and he's the murderer from the beginning, and he's the father of lies, and stuff like that. Yes, he wants you to. That's the code. Do whatever you want. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
You to enjoy freedom of speech and thought. Don't listen to him. Don't trust him. That's Christianity. It operates on blind faith. The true philosophy of Satan.
No, it does not. Not blind faith. Like I said, it's a hope, confidence, trust. Faith is not an empty faith, a blind faith that we believe because of no reason at all. That's probably a downfall of churchianity. The church, the kind of, church that people go to, and they don't really grow in their faith. But but anyways, the most of Christians do not just blindly follow. That's the pisteuo in Greek does not mean just a blind faith, but a lot of it is confidence, trust, and hope. And we have evidence because of we see the good that it brings us, the good and peace. Peace is the evidence of our faith. We have peace of mind, we have peace. Although this world is dark and evil and breaking down all around us, we have peace and rest for our souls. And that's the true faith, But anyways, this is just lies. Just like the kind of straw man of atheists. Oh, you have blind faith, like Aaron Raw. Bring it. No one can show me what faith is. It's a blind faith. Bring it. No one can show me. I win. You lose. I don't know that meme. But yeah, I want to get on. I won't make this too long. I think that was the gist of it. Now I want to deal with Bread Life. That she's kind of like she's like just like a wet noodle when it comes to defending the faith. She wrote a book and stuff like that. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not saying I'm not exactly sure, but I don't know her or what she preaches like the back of my hand. I've seen quite a few videos. She's complicit to the Muslims that we worship the same God. That kind of stuff like that. That kind of lie. Because of Arab Christians, they they call their name Allah. It's the Arabic word for God. Yeah, but God's name is not Elohim, although it is a general name, a title for God in the Hebrew. But that's not the covenant name, not the great Yah, or I am that I am, that Moses said, who shall I say that sent me? Or whatever. And the character, how can you say, well, we don't have to have a perfect, we don't have to have a perfect knowledge of our Creator, of God, to have a relationship with them. Oh yeah, you have to at least know who you're worshiping. You can't call the God of Israel Cthulhu or something like that, or what have you. They do not describe the same God. Now, just to say, I'm not attacking the people. The people, the Muslims, the human beings that follow Islam. That's not the problem. It's their book that says this. Muslims, yes, we should seek peace with Muslims. They're human beings just as us, but we shouldn't be complicit and lie to them that they need Jesus just as we do. But don't lie to them that we worship the same God just because they say they worship the God of Abraham and they describe him in a different way. It doesn't mean that we're worshiping the same God. Actually, they blaspheme. Their book blasphemes God. But let's have a look.
Worshiping the truth probably depends on your heart rather than the boundaries of religion. Now, saying that, some people think that I'm saying all religions are good and equal, and I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that what's more important is where your heart is and worshiping God. And so if you're seeking to know the Creator, if you want to know who made you, and you're seeking to honor the one who made you, then I think you're coming in contact with the right God, or at least you're headed in the right.
Just worshiping, knowing that there is a Creator, does not save you. I mean, you have to have a relationship with Jesus Christ. Just believing that there's a Creator out there does not mean you have a relationship with God. Even the devils know that there is God. They tremble. But are they saved? No. It's not enough just to say that you believe in a Creator, or that you have a relationship because you think there's a Creator out there. If you say he is something different, contrary, and you blaspheme his very nature, then it's not the same God. And it's not enough to worship that you both think there's someone that created the universe. That's not enough. Which God is that? Not all roads go to heaven, Not all roads go to heaven. Jesus Christ said himself, I'm the way, the truth, and life. No man comes unto the Father but through me. There's not only one way to heaven. And you're complicit. Oh, we worship the same God. Don't worry about it. But anyways.
Right direction. And then I know some Christians will say, oh, well, they don't worship the God we worship. Their God is Allah, right? And our God is not Allah, our God is Yahweh. But the problem with that way of thinking is that Arabic speaking Christians use the word Allah. Allah is in the Bible as much as he's in the Quran.
No, he's not. They describe the God of Jews and Christians are entirely different than the God of Islam or the God that's in the Quran. Now again, I'm not attacking Arabs or Arab peoples or who practice Islam. Um, those are human beings just as we are, and they need Jesus Christ. They are sinners just as we are. But it's their book that describes our God different. Actually, it blasphemes the very nature of the God of Israel. And we'll show it. So what do we have here? Hope I can remember the exact verse. Okay, in the Quran, chapter Surah 8, verse 30. I recall that those who disbelieved schemed against you, or kill you, and drive you away. They schemed, and Allah did also scheme. Allah is the best of those who scheme. So there's a few verses. Some says he's just translations of plotters, but from what I have seen, that this is the accepted, because the commentators, also the commentator says this. The Ibn Kathir, one of the most respected commentators of the Quran, one of them, and they do say that that's what these mean. So you see here that Allah is the best of deceivers. That's not the God of Israel. God of Israel is not a deceiver. He's the epitome what it means to be the truth. He does not tempt people. He's not the tempter. Satan would be the tempter or the deceiver. I'm not drawing the conclusion right yet, but this book, don't get mad at me. Arab people are human beings. We are. I don't hate them, but it's the book. It's the book. The book says this. Arab people are not evil. It's the book that says this. Quran Surah 3 verse 54. And the unbelievers plotted and planned, and Allah too planned. The best of planners or schemers is Allah. The best of deceivers. Surah 7, verse 99. I think it's Surah. I'm not an Islam Quran expert. Did they feel secure against the plan of Allah? But no one can feel secure from the plan of Allah, those who are doomed to ruin. So let me probably get the see, get that translation up there. Um, but there's some. I guess there's some. I guess I didn't find it. But let's continue. So no, that the God of Islam and the God of Israel for Jews and Christians, they're not the same God. That blasphemes the very nature of God. That book blasphemes the very nature of God. Because God is righteous, pure, the pure is pure. There's no darkness in him at all. He does not deceive people. He's not the best of deceivers. Um, Hebrews 6:18, by two immutable things in which it is impossible for God to lie. Lying is not what in God's nature. So deceiving people is lying, not the same God. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God, for God cannot be tempted with evil, neither he tempt any man. So he's not tempting or deceiving people. God does not deceive. He's not the tempter, and he does not. He cannot be tempted to do evil acts, which deception is evil. This is not the same God. How can you say, well, it's all right? Tell them that they're worshiping the same God. They say they worship the God of Abraham, but they say he's a deceiver, which the God of Israel says he's not a deceiver. So, we have different gods. 1 John 1:5, and this is the message which we heard of him and declare unto you, that God is light, and in him is no darkness at all. Also, the kind of conduct the book tells you to treat Jews and Christians in a different light than what we should be treating others. Let's see. Chapter 9, verse 30, I think. Verse 29. Those who do not believe in Allah in the last day, nor hold the forbidden which is forbidden by Allah and His Messenger, nor acknowledge the religion of truth, even if they are the people of the book, until they pay the jizya, which is a payment fee, a penalty fee, until they pay the jizya with willing submission and feel them subdued. And how do we know that these are Jews and Christians? I mean, the English, the regular English translation seems like they say pagans. The Jews call Israel son of Allah, and the Christians call Christ the son of Allah. That is saying from their mouth in this, but they, intimate with unbelievers of old, used to say, Allah's curse be upon them. So they say that they blaspheme, and in this, because they do not acknowledge Muhammad as a prophet. So they be cursed. Also, how to treat Jews and Christians come from a hadith. Some sect of Islam does not only are Quran onlyists, but says, do not greet the Jews and Christians before they greet you. And when you meet any of them on the roads, force them to go to the nearest part of it. The narrowest part of it. So, to force them to give way, get out of your way or something to the very nearest part of it, to the very edge of it or something. But that's not how we are told to treat people. We're told to, it says, ye have heard, it hath been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor, hate thy enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you. Pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you, that ye be children of your Father which is in heaven, for he maketh his sun rise on the evil and on the good, and he sendeth rain on the just and unjust. If ye love them which love you, what reward have ye? Do not even the publicans do the same? So we're commanded to love those, to salute those who are not our brethren, and to love those that hate us. We're not told not just to love those who be kind back to us, but be kind to those who are not kind to us. If you salute your brethren only, what do you do more than other people? Do not even the publicans or heathen does this? We're not told to act like this, but to say hi and greet the people, other people that are not Christians, and love those that hate us. That doesn't sound like that what's prescribed in this writing right here. And I don't know. She says, well, she says in that video, there's in scripture they call the other gods, they acknowledge the heathen gods, but really they're not. These idols are nothing. They are the dark and the vain imaginations of mankind. The idols are silver and gold, work of man's hands. They have mouths, they do not speak. They have eyes, they do not see. They have ears and noses, but they smell and hear not. They do not do these. They have hands, but they do not handle, and so they do not hold things or walk. And it says, for all the gods of all the other heathen agents are idols. So they condemn the other ones. They are idols. They are nothing. They are vain imaginations of the darkened heart of mankind. Alright? So, you have a Satanist that's spreading Satanist lies, that Satan is the good guy. And God of Israel is the one that's evil. And Satanism is the one that protects freedom of speech and stuff like that. And then you have a Christian that is complicit with Muslims, although yes, we should seek peace with other human beings. We shouldn't just be hateful towards them because they practice Islam, but we should tell them that the truth and not be complicit about it. We worship the same God. You say you worship God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. No, you shouldn't be complicit. They described the God of Israel in a different light. The book, their holy book, calls the God of Israel the best of deceivers. And that's not who God is. He cannot lie. He does not lie, and he has no darkness in him. He's the epitome of what it means to be, what is the truth. He is truth. He does not lie. He does not deceive people. So the book, the Quran, does not describe the God of Israel in the same way. Actually, it blasphemes the very nature of the God of Israel. Because God of Israel does not lie. but the God of the Quran says he does lie. So that this is what I have here today to point out. So we'll see you next time. Thank you and take